And if you get to chapter 17 of Jeremiah's letter, he breaks it down to, cursed is the man that trusts in the strength of flesh, that makes flesh his arm.
Right.
Yeah.
They were busy telling him how they're observing the Sabbath.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, you're not.
Mm.
Because the Sabbath ain't got nothing to do with you resting from your carnal works.
Yeah.
You still trying to be justified by the works of your own hand. And so if you go read Jeremiah 7, he says something like, when he's trying to explain to them what the law of God actually is, he says, dude, God hadn't even given us the law of Moses when we come out of Egypt.
Yeah. Right.
And so what law did God give when he led them out of Egypt? Notice what God says. I think it's Exodus, is it 13? Or I think it's Exodus 13 or maybe it's 12. He gives them the feast of unleavened bread.
Right.
And then look what he says. That feast is there to teach them. Not by strength of your hand did you come out, but by strength of my hand. And so God was busy trying to write his law on their heart. Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But they didn't see it. And so what does God do then? He gives them the manna from heaven.
Right.
He teaches them the manna is their food for, I'm your food for life. I'm your provision for life. And then he implements the Sabbath in there with the manna to teach them to trust in him for life and not their ability to do.
Right.
But they couldn't see it. They couldn't get it. So that was always God's law. It's always been faith. Jesus saw faith. Jesus didn't see, oh, well, man, if I touch the leper, then I'm going to be unclean. Therefore, I can't touch any lepers. He came touching the lepers.
Right.
Yeah.
There is no such a statute in the law of Moses that says, well, should a clean person come and touch the unclean, then they won't be made unclean. It doesn't say that. So Jesus didn't look at the law of Moses and say, I'll be righteous if I don't touch the lepers. I'll be righteous if I don't pick any food on the Sabbath day. I'll be righteous if I... He didn't see that when he saw the law. He saw the law and he said, I'll be righteous by believing that the Father has called me son and that the Father has promised to give me life and that I don't have to give myself life. That's how I'll be righteous.